Hello, how you guys doing? Welcome to the channel. I came across this video. You guys have to see what's going on. Kandi is shocked. They are saying she's shocked at Todd fighting for full custody. He said he wants emergency primary custody. They only put that in place if they feel like the kids are neglected or if they feel like the kids have been abused, then that's when they put the emergency primary custody. So Todd is playing dirty. He wants full custody of the kids, and not only that, she has to go to Todd. Anything she wants to do, anything with the kids or take the kids anywhere, she has to get permission from Todd first, okay? He's also redoing the prenup. He's tearing up the prenup that he signed, and he said he was signed under distress, that she only gave 48 hours the paperwork. He didn't get time to see it, even though we saw it on television. But they are saying that Todd has hired one of the best lawyers to represent him. And she is so shocked that he's doing all this. It's almost like he had it planned, you know? So let's watch this video. Let's see. I know she's hurting. She came out yesterday crying, okay? All of her celebrity friends was there for her. They wished her well. They gave her hugs and everything. And we learned yesterday that he was also with other women behind her back. I know people are saying it's an open relationship, but open relationship, the part of being open is to be honest with your partner. You don't have to hide because it's open. But the fact that he had all that availability to be open, you know, he was hiding, girls. And allegedly, I'm hearing that he got someone pregnant. I don't know how true that is, but I have to let you know. And I don't doubt it. I think the rumor is true. You know how these men are. A lot of them are the same, especially Todd, okay? Okay? First of all, what type of man wants to lay up under a woman and allow her to be the breadwinner and work? Okay? That's no man. A man is a provider, okay? And a man is a protector. And if you're not doing that, you're just a male body.
You thought Kandi Burruss and Todd Tucker's divorce would be quiet and drama-free? Think again. Todd just filed a jaw-dropping counterclaim. He's challenging the prenup he signed on his wedding day, going for full custody of their kids, and bringing in one of Atlanta's most high-profile attorneys.
Procedural errors on Kandi's side? Check. A high-stakes legal showdown? Absolutely.
This isn't just a split. It's a battle over custody, money, and control. And the next move could change everything. Stay tuned, because what happens next is wild, and you won't want to miss a second of it. I don't usually spill tea, but this one's too juicy to hold back. Welcome to Chronicle Speaks. The divorce between Kandi Burruss and Todd Tucker has just taken a wild turn, and trust me, this isn't your everyday split. Todd's full response and counterclaim are now officially filed in Fulton County, and is not holding back a single detail. What's become crystal clear is that this divorce is far messier than anyone expected, and it's quickly escalating into a high-stakes legal battle. In his filing, Todd is asking for full custody of their 2 children and challenging the prenuptial agreement, claiming he signed it under duress and is now seeking to have it potentially thrown out entirely. What once looked like a calm, quiet separation has now transformed into a full-blown showdown, with custody, finances, assets, and even the narrative itself all hanging in the balance. Until now, both sides appeared to be playing it cool publicly. No drama, no heated accusations, no social media spats, at least on the surface.
Fans and followers assumed this would be a smooth process. But Todd's counterclaim changes everything.
He's not just responding to Kandi's petition, he's launching a strategic counterattack. And he's doing it with the support of one of Atlanta's most formidable family law attorneys, Randy Kessler. If that name sounds familiar, it should. Kessler has a reputation for representing high-profile reality TV personalities, including Porsche and Nene Leakes, and he's also the same attorney who advised Ty to be cautious with her prenup. Having Kessler in his corner sends a clear message: Todd isn't messing around. And this legal battle will be handled with precision, experience, and strategy.
Now, let's talk about what this really means for the family.
Todd's filing isn't just a formal legal document, it's a declaration of intent. By requesting full custody, His signaling that he wants the children to live primarily with him, which carries both logistical and financial implications. Being the primary custodial parent means he would be responsible for the day-to-day costs of raising the kids: food, clothing, transportation, school routines, extracurricular activities, childcare, and so much more. At the same time, Kandi, as the non-custodial parent, would likely be required to pay child support, which shifts the financial landscape of this divorce considerably. This isn't just a tug-of-war over weekend visits, it's a restructuring of both parental responsibility and household finances, and Todd is making it clear he intends to advocate for what he believes is fair and necessary for their children. Then there's the prenuptial agreement. Todd is challenging it, claiming he signed it under duress and without proper legal representation. According to his filing, the agreement was presented to him at the last minute on the wedding day, despite prior negotiations and communication between attorneys. He argues that this rushed timing raises serious questions about the enforceability of the prenup. If the court sides with him, this could potentially open the door to renegotiating financial arrangements that were previously thought to be set in stone. It's a bold move, but one that signals Todd is fully committed to ensuring fairness, or at least, fairness as he sees it. Todd also outlines that, over the course of their marriage, both he and Kandi have accumulated significant assets, both tangible and intangible. He is asking the court for an equitable division of marital assets, as well as recognition of his separate property and any appreciation it has gained over time.
He also wants the marital debt to be divided fairly.
Essentially, he's creating a comprehensive plan to protect his interests and secure what he believes is rightfully his. He's taking a meticulous approach, leaving no stone unturned, from custody to property to finances. Meanwhile, Kandi's approach has raised eyebrows. She retained attorney Adama Mkinen, a family law attorney with experience in high-profile cases, including representing Phaedra Parks in her divorce from Apollo. However, there's an interesting twist. Before opening her own practice, Adama trained as a law clerk under none other than Randy Kessler, the same attorney now representing Todd. While this doesn't automatically make her unqualified, it's a fascinating dynamic, considering Kessler is now on the opposite side of the courtroom. Moreover, Kandi's initial petition has come under scrutiny for procedural errors, such as failing to verify the petition properly, leaving out key information about her children, and not including required legal details like her husband's address. These are rookie mistakes, particularly in a high-profile, high-asset divorce. In comparison, Todd's legal team is polished, precise, and ready for battle, which could put Kandi at a disadvantage if the procedural errors aren't corrected promptly. What's remarkable here is how this case illustrates the high stakes of modern celebrity divorces. It's not just about two people splitting up, it's about strategy, leverage, and public perception. Todd's counterclaim shows that he's not just interested in the money or assets. He wants custody, control, and to ensure the process is handled by someone who understands the intricacies of high-profile family law. At the same time, Kandi has to navigate her own legal team, correct the errors in her filing, and respond strategically to Todd's aggressive legal posture. Beyond the legal documents, there's also a human element. Custody battles are emotionally charged, and Todd's filing emphasizes his desire to protect the children's best interests while still recognizing Kandi as a loving parent. He's making it clear that his goal isn't to alienate the children from her, but to ensure stability and consistency in their daily lives. This is a nuance that's often lost in public commentary, but it's central to family law and highlights the delicate balance between parental rights and responsibilities. In addition, Todd explicitly reserves the right to assert additional grounds for divorce, demonstrating his readiness to adapt his strategy as the case evolves. He's positioning himself in a way that allows flexibility while maintaining control over the major aspects of the case: custody, property, assets, and financial support. The combination of strategic foresight and the backing of an experienced attorney like Kessler gives Todd a clear advantage in navigating a complex, high-stakes divorce. This entire situation has escalated quickly from what many assumed would be a quiet, amicable split. Instead, it's a strategic legal battle with multiple layers, challenging the prenup, requesting primary custody, addressing marital assets and debt, and ensuring compliance with procedural requirements. Both parties are represented by skilled attorneys, but the contrast in their current filings suggests that Todd's side may have come more prepared for a full-scale courtroom confrontation. The case is far from over, and the next steps will likely involve intensive negotiation, court hearings, and close scrutiny of every document submitted by both sides. Ultimately, this story isn't just about Kandi and Todd, it's a window into the complexity of modern celebrity divorces. It shows how legal strategy, careful documentation, and experienced representation can make all the difference. Todd's counterclaim is bold, comprehensive, and calculated, signaling that he's committed to seeing this process through with precision and determination. Meanwhile, Kandi must respond strategically to protect her interests and ensure that her children, assets, and financial stability are fully considered. Fans, followers, and legal observers will be watching closely as this high-profile divorce continues to unfold. One thing is certain, this isn't over, and it's only going to get more interesting. Custody battles, prenuptial disputes, and high-stakes financial negotiations are just the beginning. As the case progresses, every filing, every statement, and every move made by either party could shift the balance in this already complex and highly publicized divorce. The drama is real, the stakes are high, and the outcome is far from guaranteed. Years later, Todd is essentially saying, "Wait a minute, I signed this prenup under pressure, without my lawyer, and I didn't have proper representation, so I'm challenging the whole thing." In his new filing, he's not just questioning the agreement. He's going after its foundation, claiming it was rushed, unfair, and possibly coercive. Courts often raise an eyebrow when a prenup is presented on the wedding day, and Todd is leaning into that point hard. To give context, Todd Tucker and Kais Tucker were married on April 4, 2014, and on that same day, a prenup supposedly prepared by Kai's attorney was handed to Todd without him having counsel. Although there had been some prior communication about a prenup, Todd now emphasizes that the circumstances were problematic. Currently, their children live with Todd in Georgia, while Kai's out-of-state work keeps her away for several months. The couple has tried to work together to resolve issues, and Todd says he remains committed to those discussions in good faith. However, if a full agreement cannot be reached, Todd is seeking primary physical custody, joint legal custody, and final decision-making authority, while still allowing Kai substantial and meaningful time with the children. He makes it clear he sees Kai as a loving and capable parent and hopes discussions can resolve all matters. Importantly, child support is based on physical custody, not legal custody. So by requesting primary physical custody, Todd is also aiming to shape the financial responsibilities tied to the children. With Todd requesting primary physical custody, the implications are significant and go far beyond simply deciding where the children will sleep at night. Essentially, if the court grants him primary custody, it means the children would live with him for the majority of the time. This is not just about logistics, it carries real responsibilities and a substantial financial commitment. Todd would be responsible for almost all of the day-to-day costs associated with raising the children. That includes basic necessities like food, clothing, and shelter, but it also extends to transportation, school expenses, extracurricular activities, medical care, and even childcare when the children are not in school. Every little detail of their daily routines, from morning breakfasts to bedtime rituals, would fall largely under his care. This level of responsibility requires meticulous planning, time management, and emotional energy, and Todd is signaling to the court that he is prepared to handle it. In return, Kandi, as the parent without primary custody, would typically pay child support to Todd. Child support is calculated based on a number of factors, including the amount of time each parent spends with the children, their respective incomes, and the cost of raising the children. By requesting primary custody, Todd is not only seeking to have the children live with him, but he is also aiming to adjust the financial dynamics of the household in a way that reflects his new role. Child support isn't just a paycheck. It's meant to ensure that the children's standard of living, education, and overall well-being are maintained, regardless of which parent they reside with most of the time. It's a legal mechanism to balance the responsibilities of both parents, and in this case, it also reinforces Todd's position as the primary caregiver in the eyes of the law. Now, let's talk about the legal muscle behind this move. Todd's attorney, Randy Kessler, is widely regarded as one of Atlanta's most experienced family law attorneys. Kessler has a long history of handling high-profile cases, particularly in the reality television world, having represented names like Porsche and Nene Leakes. He brings not just legal expertise, but also strategic thinking and a deep understanding of how high-stakes divorces are played both in the courtroom and in the public eye. When Kessler files something, it's not a simple procedural step, it's a calculated move designed to maximize his client's position. In this case, Todd's filing doesn't just request custody. It also highlights flaws in Kandi's original petition, strategically putting her on the defensive from the very beginning. One of the key points raised in Todd's filing is that Kandi's divorce petition is procedurally flawed under Georgia law. Filing a petition is not just a formality, it's a legal requirement that sets the foundation for the entire divorce case. According to Todd's attorneys, Kandi failed to properly verify her petition under oath, which is a crucial step in Georgia. Verification under oath essentially means that the petitioner formally swears that all the information provided in the petition is true and accurate. It's a safeguard against misinformation or intentional misrepresentation. By skipping this step, Kandi's petition is immediately vulnerable to being questioned, challenged, or even rejected on a technicality. It's not just a small oversight, it's a procedural gap that could have significant consequences as the case moves forward. Additionally, Kandi's petition apparently failed to include several mandatory pieces of information. For example, she did not list the exact date of her marriage to Todd, which is a requirement in a divorce petition. She also omitted her husband's last known address, another legal necessity, as well as the names and ages of their children. These may seem like small details to the casual observer, but in legal terms, they are foundational. Every item in a petition matters because the court relies on that information to establish jurisdiction, verify identities, and ensure that both parties' rights are properly protected. Leaving out such details opens the door for Todd to question the sufficiency and validity of her filing. In simple terms, Todd is asserting that Kandi's paperwork is incomplete, legally insufficient, and does not fully comply with Georgia law. By highlighting these procedural flaws, he is setting the stage to potentially delay the proceedings, demand corrections, or even challenge the petition entirely. This move isn't just about pointing out mistakes, it's about gaining leverage. In divorce proceedings, especially those involving custody and high-value assets, procedural errors can be used strategically to shift the balance of power, buy time for negotiations, and strengthen one party's negotiating position. Moreover, Todd reserves the right to challenge the petition's validity entirely. This means that if the court finds the petition insufficient, Kandi could be required to refile, address the missing details, or face other legal consequences. Each of these steps could slow the process and create additional pressure on her legal team. From a strategic standpoint, Todd is using every tool at his disposal to ensure that his rights as a parent and his interests in the marital estate are fully protected. Beyond the technical legal points, the filing also sends a message about Todd's seriousness and preparedness. By focusing on custody and procedural compliance, he's showing that he is committed to advocating for his children's best interests and ensuring that every legal standard is met. This is not a casual response. It's a calculated strategy designed to establish control, protect his position, and make it clear that he intends to see this divorce through with precision and thoroughness. In conclusion, Todd requesting primary physical custody is far more than a statement about where the children will live. It carries financial implications, legal weight, and a strategic component that signals he is fully engaged in the proceedings. With a highly experienced attorney like Randy Kessler handling his case, Todd is not only protecting his interests but also establishing a framework for potentially challenging procedural missteps in Kandi's filing. Every element, from daily responsibilities to child support, from missing petition details to legal strategy, is part of a larger, carefully considered plan. This filing reflects the complexities and high stakes of modern divorce proceedings, particularly in high-profile cases where both custody and assets are in play. Todd's counterclaim makes it clear he's not just responding, he's taking control of the narrative. He points out that both he and Kandi are residents of Fulton County, Georgia, and have been for at least 6 months. They were lawfully married on April 4, 2014, and are now living in a bona fide state of separation with 2 minor children, a son born in 2016 and a daughter born in 2019. Todd is requesting both temporary and permanent legal custody, as well as primary physical custody of the children, along with final decision-making authority. If the couple cannot resolve matters privately, he wants the court to step in and make decisions regarding the children under Georgia law. Todd is also seeking a total divorce, stating the marriage is irretrievably broken with no chance of reconciliation, but he remains open to amicable discussions if possible. He reserves the right to assert additional legal grounds for divorce if needed. This filing makes it clear that Todd is aiming not only for custody and legal control but also to ensure the divorce and related matters are handled fully in his favor, leaving little room for ambiguity. Todd argues that the prenuptial agreement they signed on April 4, 2014, right before the wedding ceremony, was handled improperly. He claims Kandi's legal team knew he already had an attorney involved in negotiating the prenup, yet the final version was handed to him for signature at the last minute without warning and without his lawyer present. Because of that rushed timing, he says the agreement's fairness and enforceability are highly questionable. Still, he insists he's willing to work toward a peaceful and private resolution. Todd adds that during the marriage, They built up assets, some he knows about and possibly some he doesn't, and he believes they should be divided fairly. He also wants to keep his separate property, including any increase in its value, and is asking that marital debts be divided equally. He further requests that neither of them move money, sell property, or hide anything until the divorce is settled to ensure everything stays transparent. Finally, Todd notes that if the prenup ends up being ruled invalid, he should be entitled to financial support as well, meaning both child support and potentially alimony. Todd's team has been meticulous, but Kandi's side has raised some eyebrows. She hired attorney Adama Mkinen, who does have family law experience, including representing Fedra Parks in her divorce from Apollo. But here's the twist. Before opening her own practice, Adama trained as a law clerk under Randall Kessler, the very attorney now representing Todd. That connection doesn't automatically make her unqualified, but when you see mistakes in Kandi's petition, like missing required information and failing to verify the document, it's concerning. Those are rookie errors, especially in a high-profile, high-stakes divorce involving millions, children, a prenup challenge, and a seasoned opponent like Todd backed by Kessler. It's almost like one side came fully armored for battle while the other didn't anticipate this turning into a full-blown legal war. Kandi's wealth, visibility, and assets make these errors risky, and Todd's team is precise and ready. At this point, the stakes couldn't be higher, and the story is far from over. What do you think about everything unfolding between Kandi and Todd?
Drop your thoughts in the comments.
And before you go,